Hello and good evening, good afternoon, folks. This is Porsche Cup Challenge Euro Global Division. This is going to be one interesting race. We've got 14 drivers lined up here for you tonight. And this is actually going to be really exciting. We have some really fast drivers, some medium fast drivers, some other fast drivers, and just everyone's fast. And then we've got me, the broadcaster. So here we've got Interlagos, as you can see. This is from this track down in Brazil. So this here we're following along with Julian Swanson. We'll go into a blimp view. This is turns 1, 2, and 3, and it's quite an interesting complex. I think he's done all his qualifying laps. Looks like qualifying is 10 seconds left. So what you see there on your screen is going to be our qualifying order. Imagine that, eh? So that right there is your qualifying order. There's also two drivers not listed. They're going to be starting at the back. As you can see, Jonas Segar and Alexander Redhead. Maybe they didn't set a lap. I don't know. Who knows? You'll have to ask them after the race. But anyways, that's it right there. Here's your starting grid right here. Nicholas Knoll, congratulations for putting it on pole. That is a hell of a lap. What is that weather out there? So there you go. So it's a little bit of a cooler track than what we had on Thursday. 37 Celsius track temp, so that makes sense to have a lap time like that on pole. Philip Hammer just very slightly behind. Dan McFarlane, Thorsten Seifert, Emil Koopmans, welcome back. Jeff Seville, Julian Swanson trying out the Euro Global Division. Adam Schmidt says he's just new at this track, doesn't like it. Let's find out if he's talking out of his ass or not, eh? Nathan Scott, new within our mix here. Andreas Kirchberger, Mark De Bruin, Tyler Marigula. A little bit further down, Jonas Segar and Alexander Redhead. So let's hide that. Let's hide the weather. Now you know what the conditions are that these drivers are dealing with. There is Nicholas Knoll, who's on that pole position. He's just waiting for all the cars to grid so that the green flag can start a waving. There you go, with these cars just over the horizon. Look at that. You can see birds aren't real. They're really not. And then there are some that are slow, says Tyler. No, everyone's fast. There's very fast, medium fast, and fast. You know, you gotta think about it like that, yeah? I think we're just waiting for Alexander Redhead and Julian Swanson to hit that grid button. You have 2 minutes. Of course, you have that 2 minutes to prep yourself mentally, emotionally, however you feel you really need to. And there are the lights up in the middle of the screen. And there you go. I have to turn off my iRacing spotter as soon as I can. But it looks like Nicholas Knoll's getting an excellent start. Excellent start. Here they come into turn 1 as you see those cars braking, some getting ahead, some a little bit behind. There's Julian Swanson. He missed that start entirely. So Nicholas Knoll is ahead. There is Thorsten Seifert. He's actually gained 1 position on Dan McFarlane. Dan is down 1 spot. And here we go. We're going to have a 2-wide situation. Oh, there we're going to have that 2-wide situation. That is Nathan Scott on the inside, Andreas Kirchberger on the outside, and away they go. Let's pull up that timing tower and bring up the interval so you can see exactly who is where, who's gained, who's lost off of those first few turns. It looks like Julian Swanson -7. He's the biggest loser of the night so far. But of course, there's only 1 lap in. So there's going to be a lot for him that he's going to be able to make up, hopefully, for him. Here's Nicholas Knoll going through. This is one of the tighter turns. What happened to Jeff Seville? He is tumbling down the order. Where is he? Oh, that is not a good place to be. We're going to have to find out exactly how that one happened shortly. That's going to be a tough one. But you know what? Luckily, within our races, we get 2 races. We have our 15-minute sprint race and our 30-minute feature. Within that 30-minute feature, you have that reverse grid top 8. So that 8th position and 7th position that you see, finishing positions, are absolutely key. You want to fight tooth and nail. I got to turn on the sounds of the cars, don't I? Yes, my bad on that one, folks. Now you can actually hear the sounds of these cars. Here, you want to hear them a little louder? Here you go. As loud as you can. There you go. Maybe not quite as loud as you'd like. Anyways, onto the racing, because that's what really matters. That's what we're here for. So you can see Nicholas Nold has not quite pulled that gap that he may have wanted. But Thorsten Seifer at 7/10 behind, he's starting to lose that draft. So that's going to put Dan McFarlane into that position of, does he want to make that pass? And does he think he can keep up? Or does he just wait it out and see? Emil Koopmans is going to be here in 5th position. He's, I'd say, absolutely going to lose this draft with the slingshot effect that's going to be happening. There's Adam Schmidt, Nathan J. Scott, Andreas. This is actually quite a pack of a train of Porsches here, right in the middle of the field. So that's real interesting. So let's see what happened to Jeff Seville. Here's Jeff Seville. What happened to Jeff? Oh, and you know what? That rear engine car will bite you sometimes, and that's exactly what happened to Jeff Seville. Just a little bit too much juice, a little much too much power, throttle happy, and it just did not pay off. Here we go, we got almost a 2x2 heading into turn 1, and you know that would absolutely be working into oh, there it is. There's Dan making the pass on Thorsten Seifer. That would absolutely fall into the hands of Emil Koopmans if these guys in front of him start battling it out, going side by side. That pace that they're going to lose going too wide through corner after corner is going to bring him right back into the mix. That's absolutely what he's hoping for. You know, if they don't do it, he's up the creek without a paddle, some may say. Adam Schmidt, though, he's in that draft range to Emil Koopmans, and if he's lucky enough, he may be pulling the likes of Nathan J. Scott and Andreas Kirchberger right up behind them and having a nice four-way duo, or four-way battle for that position there, 5th. Andreas here, he is in 8th position. Take note of 8th position, because as I was saying earlier, 8th position is that reverse grid top 8. He'll be at the very front of that 30-minute feature. It's a really, absolutely a key place to be. So Andreas Kirchberger currently is holding the best spot on the grid for the feature. You're not going to gain the most points, of course, if you are in 8th position, starting first the next race. You're going to gain, of course, the most positions if you can place well, as high as you can, really, in both races. If you place first in this race and say 4th or 3rd or 5th, you're actually going to score more points than absolutely basically everyone on the grid. And that's what you really, really want to aim for. Oh, and here we go into turn 1. Mark de Bruin showing the... showing Jonas the outside line, not letting him get on the inside. So Jonas is going to have to solve this puzzle one way or another, and it's not going to be into turn 1. It looks like it's going to be into turn 4. Good exit out of 2, and he's going to get on the inside heading into 4, and this is the place to be. Jonas is in that sweet spot, under braking and not able to brave it out and get it done. It looks like Jonas backed out and decided to wait. And here you see Julian Swanson starting to catch up, I think. What happened to Alexander Redhead? He's here with Jeff Seville. Tyler, you know, I don't like saying it because I think Tyler's a great guy, but we half expected him to spin. We're going to work on him. Tyler's a project. We're going to work on him and get him up to speed, consistent speed, because honestly, that is the key. The key is consistent speed. You never want to be so fast to the point that you're making so many mistakes, and it just isn't worth it at that point, is it? If you're always going off the track, you know, the race is getting to the end as fast as you can, but you have to do every single lap fast. It's not just a one-lap battle. This is not time attack here, folks. We're actually 15 minutes of racing and then 30 minutes of racing. And here we go down that start-finish line straight. Is Jonas going to take that inside? He is brave. He wants that inside hanging to turn 1. Mark de Bruin is going to let him have it just a little bit. Is Jonas going to be able to finish that pass? And there we go. That shorter distance travel just absolutely paid off. Now Jonas is through. He is in P9. His next position that he's aiming for, P8, right there. And the man in in that spot is Andreas. So, you know, it's going to be really, really tight. They're really not that far ahead. With 7... Oh, my timer's counting up, not down. Imagine that. With 7.5 minutes left, you know, this, it's definitely possible. Mark De Bruin, where is he? Oh, and there's Julian making a pass. We're actually going to go through some of these passes. How did Julian make that pass? He just got an excellent exit out of turn 4. The outside, inside, and under braking gained some good overlap and able to make his car as wide as possible to not let that over-under happen. That is an excellent pass, excellent defense on return to not let Mark De Bruin get that spot back, and away he goes. We're going to take a look at the leaders of this race currently right now. Nicholas Nolan coming across that start-finish line. Is Philip Hammer going to go for it? Inside, here we go into turn 1, Philip Hammer, and then he backs out. I'm curious about that one. And here, this is turn 2, turn 3. I'm real curious about that one. I wish we could get him in the broadcaster booth. A little bit of a question on why would you back out. I guess they are teammates, but come on, let's see some team-on-team action. This is, you know, just like Mercedes, George and Lewis. Let's go. Dan McFarlane is in third. He's 2.4 seconds back. Thorsten, a little bit out of the draft of Dan. And then if you see right there, there's Emil Koopmans. He's actually been able to catch right up to Thorsten. So Thorsten, maybe not able to manage his tires as well as he would have hoped. But you know what? 4th position is not a bad place to be still. All of these positions are going to be in the reverse grid top 8. You almost... you really got to understand that that's that sweet spot. Any less than the top 8 and you just do not want to be there. Here you got Nathan J. Scott's caught up to the rear end of Adam Schmidt as they're exiting. This is turn 10, turn 11 as they come down that hill. This is the final braking zone in this circuit. This is turn 12. I can't pronounce these names. I'm sorry. There, yeah, there you go. You wanted engine sounds? There it is. Now, maybe it's a little too loud, but I cannot pronounce that. These, I guess they're Portuguese, aren't they? Not Spanish. I cannot pronounce them. Sorry. And there we go. So Nathan J. Scott's still behind. We have quite a few battles brewing up out here on this track. Jonas has been able to catch up to the rear end here of Andreas Kirchberger. Hope I'm saying that one right. That, you know, English is a Germanic language, of course. So I'm hoping that my English tongue is saying that just right. Kirchberger. Anyhow. Enough rambling, because it looks like Emil Koopmans is closer than ever to Thorsten Seifert. Is he looking to make a move around turn 6, 7, and then into 8? Let's get a little bit of a better bird's eye view of exactly what's going on here in this battle. Maybe these tires of Thorsten Seifert are not holding up. Oh, and you know what? Emil Koopman pushing, and not holding up for him either. And this track, I'm going to just bring up that weather once again. You can see it's not the hottest track that we've had all week, but I got to say that it's still a very, very hot track. The right rear tire of this car, if you look at all the turns and you count how many left turns you've got, it's significantly more. You're using a lot of right rear tire. So anyone who can effectively manage that right rear tire under power, under acceleration, is going to be in a lot better of a position. We're going to have to take a look exactly how did that one happen. So we're going to take a look. So, oh, did I click the right thing? Here we go. So this is Mark De Bruin. Okay, so Mark De Bruin goes off the track. Here's Jeff Seville. So Jeff Seville makes that pass. And, okay, I want to see how did... So this is how Jeff Seville made the pass on. Julian Swanson. So Julian Swanson lost the position right here. Ooh, and under braking. Brave move, and away he went. Emil Koopmans has just made a pass on Thorsten Seifert. How did this one happen? A little bit. Oh! That is an unfortunate. Let's take a look at this one. So he goes right. There we go. Oh, and another victim of the rear engine drive. Let's get back to live because we might have missed a few things. I hope not. But there, yeah, nope, not too much missed other than I think Nathan J. Scott battling it out with Adam. I think we have a quick moment. We can actually take a look at that one. Oh, here we go into turn one. Who comes out better? So Adam started ahead in this battle. They head down the turn one. There's turn two, and Nathan J. Scott on the inside of turn three. That shorter distance travel is absolutely where you want to be, and that is how Nathan J. Scott got ahead of Adam Schmidt. And Thorsten Seifert able to recover. He is still in a good spot there in P7, so he'll have that benefit of the reverse grid. He goes up the inside of Adam J. Schmidt, but backing out just before. He is just poking that nose, trying to get him to flinch, and it's just doesn't look like it's working. Adam Spider-Man, nerves of steel. And and there's Kirchberger down a position. It looks like he went off the track. Made a mistake, and that's allowed Jonas Seger to slip on through into that pivotal P8. That is the place to be, and Jonas has now snagged that. Maybe he didn't qualify for that reason, I don't know. But you know what? You're not going to gain the most points. You may have the best chance of winning that feature race, but there's going to be downsides. You know what? We're here for fun, and if that's how you has fun, then go for it. Try it out. See if it works. Oh, and Julian going down the inside on Mark De Bruin, locking up, able to make it stick still. But those tires are going to absolutely be hurting. I guarantee you that one. We've got the gains, losses, winners, and losers there. So you see the up arrow and the down arrow. So those are the positions gained, lost, and so on. We've got Nathan J. Scott, the biggest winner of the night, I would say, into the reverse grid top 8. Jonas, it's cheating. He didn't qualify. He's gained 5 positions total, though, but I would still say that's cheating because he didn't qualify. Thorsten Seifert, absolutely closer than ever. A little bit of front end damage. And we've got, at the very front, Philip Hammer. He's just being too bloody well nice, I'll just be honest. Not making that pass on Nicholas Knoll, not willing to make that pass. We're going to have to get those team orders to reversed out here. Get Philip pushing the envelope. Anyhow, we got the real good battle brewing here. Oh! Looks like Adam Schmidt going a little bit slower than Thorsten may have expected. And that's having Thorsten backing out. These tires on Adam may be bruised, and yeah, they may be bruised and having Thorsten confused. But Thorsten is closer than ever. You can see that's 2/10. That is close. We're going to take a look as these guys head through that start-finish line. So Nicholas Knoll, congratulations. Philip Hammer in second. Here comes Dan McFarlane in third, rounding out the podium. Here's Emil Koopmans, who got passed by Dan. There's Nathan J. Scott coming across the line very, very shortly. Adam Schmidt, he is being challenged by Thorsten Seifert down the start-finish line. Jonas Segar is right there. Andreas Kirchberger missing out on that top 8. Jeff Seville, an unfortunate result for him. Julian Swanson, wrong car. Julian Swanson starting from the pits. He's in P11. There's Mark De Bruin. Where is Tyler Mariglia? And Alexander Redhead, it looks like he gave up. Unfortunate for him. Here is Tyler Mariglia. He's just making his way through the infield. Let's take a look at this gyro roll bar camera. This is that final corner, final braking zone. You go real wide, you step on the throttle, and hopefully the car doesn't rotate on you. And it's basically just a real long run to that start-finish line. Oh, you don't want to hit the wall. You do not want to hit that wall. That wall is not the place to be, I gotta tell you that. You don't want to be there. So, there we go. I'm gonna just bring up that work. There we go. There we go. There are your heat results. So Nicholas Knoll once again was the winner of that race. Philip Hammer, Dan McFarlane, and we have here Emil Koopmans, Nathan J. Scott, Adam Schmidt, Thorsten Seifert, and Jonas Segar. They're in sweet spots for this next race. Andreas Kirchberger, Jeff Seville, he is going to be looking to make up a lot of spots. I'm absolutely sure of it. In that 30-minute feature, that's a lot of time. It's difficult yet easy track to pass. I kid you not. It's got both of that all baked into it. It's quite an interesting experience. Julian Swanson started in the pits. I don't know how that one happened, but now he's going to be starting on the grid, hopefully. Then we got Mark De Bruin, Tyler Merguler, and Alexander Redhead. So, you know, I think this is the part of the broadcast that I really like to go through the 3 key points of the next race. Oh, you know what? It says Laguna Seca. That should not say Laguna Seca. And it should also say round 3. Look at that, eh? Round 3 Interlagos. And then it should magically change. There you go. Look at that. Magic. Anyways, 3 key points. I would say number 1 is always get a good start. No wheel spin. Nothing crazy. If you lose 1 position or 2 positions, that's fine. If you gain positions, even better. The idea is just a good start where you're not going all over the place. You're not bleeding spots. You're not destroying your rear tires. Number 2, take care of that rear right tire. That rear right tire is going to be the crutch of you. It's going to be the game-changing, essentially, part of your race in this car. This car has no traction control, no ABS. So when you put all that power down, all that power goes down. So you want to take care of that rear right tire. Here is the starting grid. You can see the effects of that reverse grid top 8 right there on your screen. I'm not going to read them out because I want to go through. You can read them out in your own head. I'm going to go through what is the third key point of this race. I would say I would say make smart passes, calculated passes. You don't have to be too aggressive. You just have to make decent passes, smart passes, like I said. If you be too aggressive, you may end up killing your tires, getting them way too hot, and it's really not a spot that you want to be. So I would say, yeah. Here we go. The lights are up in the middle of your screen.
Green flag.
Lights are off and away we go. There is Thorsten Seifert getting a real good launch. Let's go into the next view, and you can see exactly how wide this track is under braking. It looks like Dan making that aggressive move up the inside, trying to make that work. And there, where is Nathan Scott? He's absolutely missing. Here we go, heading into turn 4 for the very first time. It looks like Thorsten Seifert way out in the lead. We got a 3 wide situation and down to 2 wide. Dan is up the inside, following along with Adam. And who is that? That is Nicholas Knoll, taking advantage of every tiny little gap that he's been able to find. Is Dan going to give him that inside? Is Nicholas going to go for it? No, he's not. So Philip Hammer, who's basically playing nice, as we know he always does. He's a little bit further back. He's exactly where he started, actually, in P7. Emil Koopmans, after locking up, going a little bit wide into turn 1, he is down quite a few spots into P8. But you know what? Of course, this is a very, very long race. There's Jeff Seville up 5 spots already. Wow. We're gonna have to watch that back. These cars are one after the other. There is Julian Swanson. It looks like he went up the inside into turn 10. He's now gonna have to battle through the outside, and that is not an easy thing to do. There's Alexander Redhead. Oh, a little bit wide and into the grass. Alexander Redhead able to hold on to that spot. Where is Nathan J. Scott? Looks like he's not here anymore, unfortunately. Here we go. This is Philip Hammer. He's making the move on Jonas Segar, and Jonas looks like he is just backing out. Adam Schmidt, you can see losing his position to Dan McFarlane up ahead, and that puts Nicholas Nold directly behind Adam. Is Adam going to be able to hold the nerves? It looks like I'm going to have to bet Nicholas is going to go on the inside into turn 4. There you go, and there he goes right there. I have a crystal ball. It's telling me what they're going to do. And Jeff Seville, wow. What a move from Jeff Seville, able to walk on through it right there as well. Philip Hammer. You know what? This is Adam Schmidt's just bleeding positions on the inside. Shorter distance travel. Is it going to pay off? I really don't think so. I don't think it's going to pay off. Here, Adam is not ahead, and right here, it's key to be on the inside. He's just opening up position after position. He is bleeding them off. Oh man. He is struck right in the heart. He's got a gunshot wound, and he is losing them left, right, and center, losing it everywhere. Unfortunate for Adam Schmidt. Oh boy. Philip Hammer, he's now up 2 spots. He is able to take advantage of that. Jeff Seville able to walk on through, following through with Nicholas Nold in the lead of that one. Dan McFarlane was the one that opened up that door, and yeah, TV magic. I'm waiting the grid until I hear these 3 points, is what Adam Schmidt said about the intermission. That's funny. That's funny. Emil Koopmans, he's down into 8th. Oh, and there's another spot from Adam Schmidt being lost, and something is up. They've totally got into Adam Schmidt's head, and he's trying to play it safe, but maybe a little too safe. He's lost a lot of spots now, and he's down into 8th. I think he started, what was that, but 5th, 4th? So, that's a tough spot. We're going to head right to the very front of the driver's pack here. Thorsten Seifert's in the lead of the race by just a little bit. Dan McFarlane with Nicholas Nold ahead just by a hair. Sorry. But Nicholas Nold, he is not going to wait too long. And you know what? Here, just for fun, I don't normally do this. Where is it? I don't normally do this, but I thought just for fun, I'll show it what everyone's I rating and stuff is. You can sort of see I rating means a lot. It also means very little. Thorsten Seifert is doing an excellent job. He's only got 2.9 thousand I rating. And you can also see that Emil Koopmans at only 3.6, Adam Schmidt, and Mark De Bruin, who's also doing very well. So I rating is not everything. I rating a lot of times is based more on the guys who have that consistent pace and can also put in that time to grind it out. Dan McFarlane defending the inside, and that means Nicholas Nold's going to have to go around the outside. He backs out. Oh, tries for the over-under. Dan's car is wider than he thought as he heads down the turn 2, turn 3 complex. But you know what that means? He's going to be wide open for attack heading into turn 4. Nicholas Nold's going to be on the inside. I think Dan's going to be losing this position right about here. Under braking, there's Nicholas Nold on the inside. And there it goes. Sorry, Dan, but you've now lost second position to Nicholas Nold. There's Jeff Seville. He is now looking up the outside into this next corner. Does Dan try a dive up the inside? No, not quite. We have quite a battle room back here as well. It looks like Tyler Mergula with Julian Swanson, Alexander Redhead. There is Julian Swanson up the inside. Shorter distance travel is going to be a huge helping hand to get him ahead, and that leaves Tyler Mergula and Alexander Redhead to battle it out behind him if Swanson can get away. Let's see if Swanson can get away. Yep, there he goes. We're going to look a little further up the field because we got Mark de Bruin. Mark de Bruin has now also passed Adam Schmidt. What is happening here? Absolutely curious. Philip the Hammer heading on to that start-finish straight. He is closer than ever to Jeff Seville. I'm going to have to take a bet. He's going to make a pass up the inside. Jeff Seville does not want any of that. So Philip Hammer's going to have to go around the outside. Jeff is really cutting himself short with the amount of track he is using there. He could have tracked a lot further wide there on the entrance, and that's allowed Philip Hammer to break on through the defense of Jeff Seville. So Philip Hammer around the outside through turn 1, 2, 3, and there we go. I want to see how did Mark de Bruin get by Adam Schmidt? Here it is, turn 4. Okay, so here is the passing zone, the main passing zone, and then Adam Schmidt. Come on, I clicked you. And then here is Adam Schmidt taking that position back into turn 1. It looks like Mark de Bruin was not able to fight him off, so Adam Schmidt stayed ahead. Look at the very front of our race. The leader, Thorsten Seifert, after 5 laps, he's still holding on to that lead, and that is an admirable effort from Thorsten Seifert. Very, very tough to do in this league. The strength of field is out of this world with these guys, and I gotta say, it's not an easy task to stay in the lead for this long. Nicholas Nold, he is right on that rear bumper. Will it happen right now? I think it might. Is Thorsten Seifert going to give up that inside? No, he is going to force Nicholas to go around that outside. Here we go. So here is Thorsten Seifert on the inside, Nicholas Nold around the outside under braking, and away he goes. And that may leave Thorsten Seifert open for attack from Dan McFarlane. That exit out of turn 3 is absolutely key. Is Dan able to get that over? No, he's not quite able to get there in time. Not quite. But Jeff Seville, who had an absolutely horrendous sprint race, has made the best of it, and he's up into 5th position now with a draft to the leader. So I'd say he's having a good time right about now. Emil Koopmans here. He is down 1 spot. Jonas Cigar is down 6 spots. How did Jonas get down so many spots? I want to see a quick replay, I think, while we have a quick moment. Oh, wait, we got a pass attempt here from Mark de Bruin and Andreas Kirchberger, so no replay quite yet, but I will find that little ticker in a moment where I want to head to. Actually, yeah, I got Tyler Merger that has made a pass here on Alexander Redhead. How did that one happen? So I'm gonna have to bet Alexander Redhead went off the track. Yep, here we go. Up the inside, there we go. And that's, oh, there's Andreas and Mark de Bruin. Perfect time to come back to going live out of that final corner. A little bit of a draft, better exit, and there they are. And heading into turn 1, Philip Hammer up the inside of Dan. Actually, wait, scratch that. That was Philip Hammer defending the inside on Dan. So Dan is not letting him go. So he's going to have the inside of turn 4, I think. No, he's going to have to back out. He can't get there in time, so that's going to leave Philip Hammer ahead. I think that's how that one went. Yeah, Philip Hammer was ahead already. But all this battling doesn't leave Dan open to be attacked by Jeff Seville. This is intense, absolutely intense. Dan is making that car wider than I thought it could ever be and not letting Jeff through. So this is becoming really, really intense right up at the very front of this race. Thorsten Seifert losing that draft just a little bit. That rear end getting a little bit haywire out of that corner. That's that right rear tire you really got to take care of, as I was mentioning in those 3 key points. And right here, you're all on that rear tire, all that weight, all that power as you come down that hill into the final braking zone. And guess what? You got a left turn where it's all about that rear right tire as you exit that corner once again. And there is the struggle. The struggle is real, and that's allowed Dan McFarlane up the inside on the exit with Philip Hammer, this is going to be real interesting. It's all about that right rear tire, folks. Philip Hammer is not giving a lot of space. Under braking, here they go. The lights go on the tail lights there. Dan not able to stay ahead, or is he able to stay ahead? Oh, Philip Hammer's right rear tire is hurting, and you can see it in the way that car is behaving. And it's allowing Jeff Seville to get right up behind. I think Dan's got this position in the bag. I think. Oh, and Philip Hammer, no, he's just throwing that fake. He's not actually gonna go for it. So I think Dan might have this position in the bag for just a few more laps until Philip can get that right rear tire managed a little bit better. But Jeff Seville definitely in a real good spot. Here we go. Julian Swanson taking the inside, but I don't think he exactly gave room for Mark De Bruin, so unfortunate for Julian, but you know, you also gotta give room. Let's take a look. Actually, we could just take a real quick look. How did that one happen? If you don't leave the room on the outside, then sometimes unfortunate things do happen. I think that he dove straight through. Yeah, he did not leave room, and don't feel bad for him on that one. Sorry. Can't just push a guy off the outside of the track because you feel like it. So it looks like Tyler's back behind Alexander Redheads. These two are duking it out all race long. Okay, so as I was saying earlier, I do want to take a quick look at that beginning of the race. Here is, how did Jeff Seville gain so many positions? Here is from Jeff Seville's point of view. A little bit of a lockup from Emil. And there is a whole bunch of spots gained. Good exit, and I think that's about 2-3 spots right there. And then just being nice and consistent, walking through the open doorways. There's Nicholas Nold ahead of him, and yeah, most of the people behave well. Everyone really behaving, I would say. And yeah, just taking a quick peek. 13 minutes in, 13 and a half. And I also want to take a look at the weather. What track conditions are these guys dealing with? Here's Nicholas Nold in the lead of the race. He's got 3-second gap to Thorsten Seifert. Thorsten Seifert has an absolute handful. You can see 27 Celsius ambient temperature. Dan is really killing that rear tire right about now. Philip Hammer sees that he wants to take advantage. And right here is where you kill that rear tire the most. Let's get rid of that weather because I want to see these beautiful cars on screen. So Dan, he is really struggling with that rear tire. Pushing, but Thorsten Seifert, oh, you know what? Somehow he is able to hold it together for that final corner. That final corner is the highest spin count corner on this entire track. And it's just the nature of the corners leading up to it. You use and abuse that right rear tire, and here we go into turn 1, under braking. Thorsten on the inside. And Dan on the outside, is he able to make it stick? I think Dan's got it through turn. Oh, a little bit of a bump. That is an unfortunate. Oh no, I feel bad for Thorsten on that one. But you know, luckily he's not too far back. He's going to be able to have that chance to battle back. There goes Philip Hammer. That patience paying off. A little bit of the battle from those cars ahead of him opens up a massive doorway for Philip to break it on through. And I don't think Dan's going to have a chance to fight it back. And now, does Jeff Seville try to follow his way through? It looks like he's going to. There is Philip Hammer making his car as wide as he possibly can. How did Mark De Bruin? What happened here? Mark De Bruin goes off the track, and that allowed. Oh, you know, those curves are a little bit tricky, and that right rear tire right there, a lot of heat in that right rear tire, and if it gives up on you, you'll spin, guaranteed every time. So that's why it's one of the key points of our race. And that's actually what allowed Julian Swanson to take that position back. So here's Philip Hammer. He's in second spot, 4.8 seconds back. I think he's a little far back from Nicholas Nolan. There's no way that he's going to catch him. I think Nicholas is just gone. Team Germany up in the lead here. Here is Emil Koopmans. Oh, Dan is fighting it back. Philip Hammer left that inside open into turn 1, and Dan is just fighting back. Jeff Seville taking that gap. So this is gonna be interesting. Is this gonna be a 3 wide? I don't think so. Looks like Dan's gonna have to back out. There's just not enough space to fit a car in there. But Jeff Seville up the inside of Philip Hammer. I'm gonna have to say Jeff Seville's the one who's been saving his tires as we head around turn 4, turn 5, turn 6. Shortest distance traveled is always gonna be the winner. And here we go. Philip Hammer is still ahead. Dan and a little bit of a bump. I think Jeff may get the better of this one. He's definitely been saving his tires. Shorter distance traveled once again is going to be a huge advantage. That right rear tire not taken care of too well from Dan. Does he dive that inside? He's definitely thinking about it. He definitely goes for it, but it's not going to keep on keeping on, I don't think. Not anymore. Coming down the hill, Jeff Seville is now gained that spot. That patience has paid off, and I think Thorsten Seifert's now going to be able to take a run at Dan. So Thorsten Seifert, is he going to be able to go for it? Oh, magically, I don't know how that's happening. Magically, Dan's been able to get a good run out of that final corner, lap after lap. Even though his tires are really, really hot, really heated, he's somehow been able to put that power down, and that's definitely been working to his advantage as he looks up the inside of Jeff Seville. Jeff Seville thinking about the over-under, not able to get that one happening, but out of turn 3 he's going to have a much better exit, so Dan is in the line of fire with the guy who's taken care of his tires, and there's still 12 minutes of racing left. So you know what, it looks like Jeff is not going for it. He thinks twice. I can just go a little bit further back. Here is Alexander Redhead. He's got Mark De Bruin and Tyler Marigula going into turn 1, 2, 3. Ooh, Mark De Bruin getting an excellent exit, not able to take advantage of it out of the turn 2 there. He is able to get the power down really quick, but not able to make anything worthwhile happen out of that. I don't think he's going to be close enough to make a pass. Is Tyler thinking about the inside? He's definitely thinking about it. Underbraking, not able to get there. Ooh, and Alex Redhead not getting the exit of turn 4, so this is going to leave a little bit of an opening for Mark De Bruin. Alexander Redhead leaving that inside open. Ooh, a little bit of a bump from behind from Tyler. Oh, that's an unfortunate bump. Close racing, and unfortunate ending, but you know what that looks like is a lovely, good, fun time. Around that start-finish line straight, the start-finish straight, Jeff Seville, he's going to have the outside as we head into turn 1. Oh, Dan, looks like he backs out. He prefers turn 4, I'm going to have to guess. I'm guessing he prefers the turn 4 pass. Dan's car getting a little bit wild, Jeff's car getting a little bit wild, and going a little bit off track. Dan is we're gonna have to see how his rear tires are doing and his 1Xs are doing very, very soon. Anyone who gets 15, anyone who gets 15 incident points will have to serve a drive-through. The drive-through is you have to go into the pits, drive through the pits, and exit out the other side. So it's quite a hefty time penalty. You really do not in any way want to get that. So 15x is our limit for the drive-through. At 20x you'll actually get a disqualification. So the drive-through at 15x basically acts as like a warning, heads up, and then the 20x not far behind, because how many incident points do you really think that you need in a race? 20x, I'd say that's enough, honestly. This is going to be lap 13. Nicholas Nold coming through that long straight where you can have a cup of tea and a biscuit too while you're waiting for that braking zone. 5.9 seconds. If you want to have a little bit fun while you're following along, see Philip Hammer is 5.92 seconds behind Nicholas Nold. As these guys go through the corners, follow along to see if that little interval gap there, if it increases, decreases, lap after lap, corner after corner, and you can sort of gauge who's faster, who's slower. You never really know. And look at that, Philip Hammer better through the turn 1-2 sequence, 1-2-3 sequence. So maybe he should have been so nice. Screw those team orders, throw it out the bloody well window. Philip Hammer, you gotta make that pass. Team on team, let's go. Anyways, we got Dan McFarlane here. He is 2.7 seconds back. This is Jeff Seville. Thorsten Seifer is still holding on. He has that draft. So Dan, Jeff, and Thorsten all within striking range of each other. Thorsten Seifer, maybe his rear tire is not handling that heat as well as he would have hoped. I say that because his interval is slowly increasing, but through the infield, he's done very well for himself. If you look at Emil Koopmans, he's 3.5 seconds back. He can see the cars ahead of him. Take a look at this. You can see the cars ahead of him. It's so much of a teaser. You've lost that draft, that mistake in that first lap, and you watch them just pull away and just right there, just barely on the horizon. What a teaser. And you hope that they battle even more so that you have that chance to get back into that fight. Into turn 1 there. Oh, wrong car. There is Dan. He is still ahead. Wow. Dan is able to hold together on that right rear tire. So let's go through this list just a little bit. And you know what? I want to take a fun look at fastest lap time. So right now, in fastest lap times. There you go. There you go, folks. Who has the fastest lap time? And I gotta say, without the weather, that doesn't mean too much because the conditions really make a huge difference. So once again, there it is. Track temps are coming on down. So 1:34.6. Quite a fast lap with race fuel and everything. We got the movers, shakers, winners, losers. We got Nicholas Nold up 7 positions. So he's set to, at this moment, winning both races unless Philip Hammer can make up that gap. You remember I was mentioning 5.92. It's now down to 5.4. So it's 6 minutes really left. Is Philip going to be able to make up that gap? You know, follow along with that timing table there on the left of your screen, and you'll be able to find out. Thorsten Seifer, he is now 1.6, so he is losing that draft just a little bit. And you can see Emil Koopmans at 3.5 behind Thorsten. I believe that that's exactly where he was 1 lap ago. How did Jonas lose so many positions? I actually am really curious. What happened to Jonas off that race start? Because Jonas was right at that front. So let's take a look. Here's Jonas off that race start. So into the first turn. Coming across very gingerly. And that's going to cost him 1 position there. So he didn't get that real good start. So he lost 1 position. But looks like, unfortunately, up the inside. There goes another position for Jonas. He goes wide on turn 4. There goes another position. And there's the story. There's unfortunately the story of Jonas Segar and how he went from the very front row to the very back row. I think he gets passed a few more times in the infield there, and that's how he's ended up 6 positions down and in P7. Andreas Kirchberger, this is his first race with us in Porsche Cup Challenge. Love the German flag on that car. That is nicely placed. That's pretty cool livery right there. He's in P9, so he is exactly where he started. He's been able to hold on through thick and thin. I gotta say, that's not always the easiest thing to do with how aggressive some of these guys are. And you know what? With how few incidents we've had, it's naked aggression, yet calculated aggression. And that is perfect. That is racing, folks. Here is Tyler Mergula, Julian Swanson. Oh, it looks like Julian is catching up to Andreas Kirchberger. So 2 seconds. Let's see. What was everyone's last lap time? Pull that up right there and you can get a sense of who's able to hold on to that pace that they're setting. So Philip Hammer, fastest lap, just last lap. That's a second and a bit slower than Nicholas Nold. Ooh, Nicholas may be in trouble, or you know what? Maybe they're listening to this broadcast live, and Nicholas is going to give him the win. I don't know. But there's Julian. He is having a huge struggle. He's on the struggle bus with this car, with that rear right tire under braking. And that's part of the fun of the Porsche Cup. It is not an easy car to drive. No traction control, no nothing. That rear engine, a lot of power, 500 horsepower. But 2 seconds ahead still of Andreas. So Andreas is used to running. Let's pull up gap for a second just to see how... I want this. There we go. This is just to show how fast some of the drivers are at the very front of the field and the sizable gap that they can put on within 27 minutes. And it's also to show that consistency is really the key of winning or placing well. You really don't have to be the absolute fastest, as we've seen from Thorsten Seifert and some others. I shouldn't say that, because Thorsten Seifert is still wicked fast. But Thorsten's biggest tool that he's got in his back pocket is definitely his consistency. But what is going on is the consistency really is the key. Because if you can do that consistent lap after lap for 30 minutes, that's a long time to stay focused, let's be honest. You're going to place well. So we're going to pull up last lap once again. So Julian Swanson was 0.6 approximately faster than Andreas. So if Andreas isn't careful, he's going to have one position that he could lose right here. He has to either take care of his tires, take care of his mental mind frame to keep it together. But there you go, there's 2-3 tenths just in one single corner. So this is going to be real close. It's going to be right down to the wire, so we're going to have to look at that one. Sorry for the cough. So Nicholas Nold, he is not doing so well on his tires. Maybe he's not used to running this long of a race. 30 minutes, the Porsche Cup, the official races are only doing, I don't know what he's doing right there, but sure, let's go with that. The official Porsche Cup races are 20 to 22 minutes, 25 minutes maybe? I'd say more like 22. And so when you're used to driving this car on these tires for 20 minutes and now you add an extra 10, it's quite a tall task to handle and come to terms with. And so a lot of these drivers who are newer within the league definitely are going to have an adjustment period when it comes to that time that they have to drive extra from what they're used to. Here's Dan and Jeff. These two battled out on Thursdays. They battled it out with me. Why is it they never make any mistakes on Thursdays? I want to see them make mistakes on Thursdays. But fortunately for both of them, in this Sunday, they haven't really made much mistakes here. They've been pushing as hard as ever. And here we are in third and fourth position. Jeff is real close. I don't know if he's going to be able to make a run at that finish line. But here is leader of the race, Nicholas Nold, coming across for that very last time. Philip Hammer able to catch up, but not able to make anything of it. Or maybe this is the Ferrari versus Ford movie where they want to finish together. Who bloody well knows? There's Jeff Seville just slightly behind Dan McFarlane. That is absolutely close. Thorsten Seifert, Emil Koopmans. Here's Jonas Cigar coming across. There we go. There is Adam Schmidt. Andreas Kirchberger had Julian Swanson catch him, but not able to make that pass. And there they go to finish their race off right here. There's Barney waving that awesomely looking checkered flag. to say your race is over, folks. You can relax. You can jump in that ice cube bath because it is hot out there, as you can see from those conditions. Go have that nice cold bath, cold shower after that long drive. Super exciting. There's Tyler Mariglia. He is ending up ahead of Alexander Redhead. Oh, buddy, that's a wall. I don't know what happened to the front. Oh, just magically comes back. There's Alexander Redhead. He's got Mark De Bruin in tow, and there we go. And that is the end of your race. Let's pull away that time and cower. We don't need you anymore. Here is our finish results. Where is it? There you go. Look at that. Damn, Julian was so close is what... Yeah, the Flames fan, yeah, he was very close to Andreas Kirchberger, not quite able to make it happen. I think if he had one more lap, Julian may have made that position up. Julian is one of those drivers, he's very, very fast, one lap pace. The thing he's going to have to work on, I think, from a racer's perspective mindset that I've got, is consistency and not trying to over-brake the car to the point that you're killing the tires. I think braking just slightly early is going to give him a huge advantage in the long run. If you actually look at Max Verstappen as one example, there's videos out there. He's an early braker, yet the fastest driver on the grid. I mean, yes, okay, he's in a Red Bull, but how is it someone who's braking early is the fastest? And it's a little bit of a... There's a lot of science to it and so on, but definitely dig deep into brake early, go faster. It's worth it. Anyways, congratulations Nicholas Nold for coming from 8th position to win that race. Philip Hammer almost catching up to him. We don't know if that was team orders or not. They wanted to finish together. Who knows? You'll have to find out after. Dan McFarlane in 3rd position, able to hold on. Quite a battle they had in the middle of that race. Wow, wow, wow. Jeff Seville in 4th. Almost able to get through, not quite. He was ahead, and then he was behind, then he was beside, ends up in 4th. Thorsten Seifer held on quite well. Looks like 4 seconds back from that battling pack. Able to stay ahead of Emil Koopman, so lucky enough for him. There's Jonas Seger, who lost a lot of spots, just not able to gain back. You saw Adam Schmidt bleeding his heart out right away. And Andreas Kirchberger, Julian Swanson, Tyler Mariglia, Alex Redhead, Mark De Bruin, Nathan J. Scott didn't even start, unfortunately. So there you have it. That is our broadcast for the Porsche Cup Euro Global Division. And it's the Euro time. The time slot, of course, is best for the Euro, but anyone around the world, North America, South America, anywhere in the world globally is definitely welcome to join. And that is it for me, folks. I'll see you guys all next week. Next week will be Jerez. I'm Jerez. So I'm super excited for that, and I'll see you guys all later. Period.
Control, will you help me? Feels like I might be losing my grip, but yeah, I am. What you gonna say? control. Yeah, we lost control. Love about a liquor boy, will you hit me up? I lost control. Will you help me? Love about a liquor boy, will you hit me up? I lost control. Will you help me?